Hey YouTube. Well, today it's absolutely my pleasure to present to you this 1986 Toyota Supra. This represents the third generation of Toyota's legendary rear-wheel drive sports car. The third generation was the first generation that split away from the Celica platform, or the Celica and the Supra no longer were essentially on the same platform. The Supra became its own rear-wheel drive sports car, and the Celica became a front-wheel drive sports car. But as I mentioned, this is an 86, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the first year of the third generation Supra. It is an all-original car. Has just about 203,000 miles on it. Coming to the front here, you can see there's just a little bit of paint. I mean, paint's kind of not in the best shape, but it is over almost 30 years old. But as you can see, it says Toyota Supra. Your turn signals in the little grille. Fog lights down below, and classic Japanese pop-up headlamps. They were actually on the Corvette for a little while too. But you see it says Toyota right here. This is just a classic Japanese sports car. You do have 16-inch alloy wheels. Really an interesting feature for the mid-80s. Body color mirror and door handles. Black trim running along the side of the vehicle. As you can see, the dual exhaust tips down here below. And just classic 80s styling here. And it says Supra here off to the side. Actually, the owner of this car calls her car the Silver Bullet. And as I mentioned, it's pretty much all original, and the only not working thing on this car is the air conditioning, conveniently enough on this 100-degree Georgia day. But we'll go ahead and open her up and see what's inside. Of course, no keyless entry or anything. It is an 86. But of course, large opening doors. These are pillarless doors with the glass here. And as you can see here on the matching plates, all the numbers match up on this car, of course. It is built in June 1986, Toyota Motor Corp. And coming to the seat here, you have your traditional power seat with thigh support. This is your backrest adjustment, and this is to access the second row. And there's power lumbar there in the middle. I'll show you that in a second. Of course, the qualities in this car are amazing. The carpet is just fantastic. It's not in the best shape over there, but the quality of it's just impeccable. Coming to the door panel here, you can see we have more of that cloth insert in the middle. It's the same as what's in the seat. And as you would expect, this is all padded all the way down over the speaker grille. This is all carpeted. More of the carpeting down here below, and a little mat pocket. Door release, grab handle, door locks, auto down driver's window, window lock, and power passenger window. Just get a look at that seat with the adjustable headrest integrated into the middle of the seat, the side supports, and down below here you have your trunk and fuel cap release. We'll go ahead and sit inside and start her up. Put our foot on the clutch. Let me go ahead and turn that off since all it's doing is blowing hot air. Hear that classic 3-liter straight 6 sound. We'll go ahead and rev it up a little bit. It just sounds amazing. It is a 5-speed manual transmission with reverse. Leather over the shift boots wearing just a little bit. And you've got your parking brake. Over 30 years of use, this is kind of ripping apart there a little bit. But we'll go ahead and pop the hood and the trunk. And I'll show you guys around the car for a second. We're gonna leave the door open. But coming to the back here, you've got your rear window wiper. And it's traditional hatch opening. Struts are going a little bit, but they open. They don't fall down. Not a bad sized cargo bay. It's 50-50 split folding second row there. Plenty of trunk space just for your everyday runabout needs. Or enough for duffel bags for a weekend getaway. And of course you've got your Typical old 80s, 90s power antenna there. Your gas cap, mud flaps integrated to the side. Straight body panels all the way down. Clear coat's gone just a little bit. Power mirrors. It's a little easier to open the hood here with two hands, so bear with me. And the struts are gone on the hood support, so I have to hold it here a little bit. But 3-liter straight six sounds just as good as it did from the factory. Produces 200 horsepower, and forgive me, I don't remember the pound-feet of torque. I'll put it down in the annotations though. All stickers are here. Over to the side, it is numbers matching as I mentioned. The VIN mounted up there in the back of the engine bay. Classic 3-liter straight six, an engine that made Toyota famous back in the 80s and 90s. Great engine. A little bit of a heavy hood here. But let me go ahead and pop on the headlights. Of course, they're the pop-up headlights, as I mentioned. Headlights and the hazards. Watch as I twist the headlight control. Headlights pop up. We're going to cut on the fog lights and the hazards. But as you can see, fog lights down below. Your turn signals and your headlights, high beams are in there as well. Just, you gotta love that classic look with the pop-up headlights. You can't beat it. But we'll go ahead and cut off the headlights, fogs, and the hazards, and we'll climb inside. As you can imagine, these seats are extremely comfortable. And when you turn the steering wheel, you can hear the hydraulic pump in there, because of course this is an electric. And you've got your cruise control, cancel, resume, set, all of that. Headlights, controls as I mentioned, with your high beams. Over to the side here, you've got your wiper controls. They are intermittent time, faster and slower. Your rear wiper control. And off to the side here, fogs, cruise on, cruise main, and your rear defogger. Hazards over to the side as I mentioned. And all your full array of instrument clusters. You've got your engine temperature, tach, the light for the brights. You've got your speedometer. It's got 203,582 miles. Full tank of gas on the unleaded fuel only. It is 12:55 according to the clock. And all your extra auxiliary gauges. This would have automatic climate control, but as I mentioned, it's not working at the moment, just blowing hot air. A little bit of ashtray. This vehicle was a non-smoker over the 30 years of the same original owner. Aftermarket sound system, but what can you say? And of course, this is all rubberized, padded. The qualities in here, as I mentioned, are just fantastic. A little bit of a coin holder, and oh, I just had this opened. There's a little bit, oh, there we go. A little bit of a kind of a cup holder sort of thing. Your power mirror controls and your power lumbar, as I mentioned. And just a little bit of storage in there. It's kind of worn, as you would imagine. And the typical 90s Toyota, 80s too, with the stitching integrated into the dashboard. And all your owner's manuals and everything. 1986 owner's manual for the Supra. If I can get that to go back in there. Well, we'll go ahead and shut off the Supra. And to take the key out, just press the little button on the side. There we go. And close up the door here. So, I want to thank you guys for joining me here on this classic look at the supercar that made Toyota famous. So,